For a moment, imagine yourself as a child who could see ghosts and talk to departed souls. Not only can some people see or hear things that others can't, but they also feel connected to a realm that most people don't recognize. How would you handle getting such a gift? Would you welcome it or be afraid of it? In her writing, Dolores Cannon wrote about these kinds of problems and experiences, looking into how the human mind works and how it connects with the spiritual world. She was a wonderful person who made her career do a lot of research in the fields of the supernatural and past lives. This journey today is for you to understand the mysterious and unseen parts of our lives and how they can lead to deep discoveries and difficult experiences, especially for people with special psychic abilities. How do these people get around in a world where their perceptions go beyond what most people think is real? Based on Cannon's research, these psychic abilities seem to be more real than just dreams. They might be signs of a stronger link to the universe and all of its many dimensions. What if these experiences help us understand who we really are and the vast possibilities of human consciousness? The work of Cannon makes us think about the idea that what we think of as reality might not be the whole picture. As we learn more about these amazing skills, we should also think about the problems that people with them have to deal with. As a child, having this kind of gift can make you feel alone, and other people may not understand or believe you. How does one deal with the doubt and fear that can come with these kinds of experiences? That being said, how can we, as a society, help and understand people who have these special abilities? It asks us to learn more about what it means to be human and to accept the mysteries that are just out of reach for our normal senses. We are interested in these questions because they make us think, what other mysteries does the universe hide? What might we discover if we were brave enough to explore them? This kind of story is common, especially among people who are very sensitive to the spiritual world. Many people with this ability feel overwhelmed and misunderstood, which makes them want to hide or deny their abilities, just like many psychics and mediums do. As people get older, the struggle between wanting to be normal and being grateful for their gifts gets stronger. It's often at a turning point in their lives that, at this point, you can decide to look into and accept their skills. It follows the traditional hero's journey as he or she turns down the call to adventure before realizing that developing these special abilities is the key to happiness. For many, this turning point is an experience that brings out their hidden skills. Going to see a medium or having a deep personal experience can spark a connection with the spirit world again. This reawakening is often the start of a new chapter in a person's life. As the journey starts, you learn how to deal with the difficulties that come with these gifts and how to balance the everyday with the extraordinary by applying what you've learned spiritually in your daily lives. This journey of acceptance and exploration isn't just about getting to know their skills. It's also about making the world a better place by helping others. Being a psychic means that you are always learning more about yourself and have an openness to the unknown. You need to be brave, understand others, and have a strong sense of purpose for this journey. Dolores Cannon has studied in depth with her many clients, and we find an interesting story about a person's journey with psychic abilities. This client, whom we'll call Jordan, has a unique case. He shows how hard it can be to balance embracing your natural gifts with the pressures of society to fit in. Jordan was very aware from a very young age that they could see and talk to ghosts, just like the boy in The Sixth Sense. At first, this connection to the other side seemed normal, but things changed when Jordan realized that other people, even their own parents, couldn't share or understand these experiences. During her sessions with Jordan, Dolores finds out more about this struggle, and his life takes a big turn when he is in his late teens. Jordan's visit to a medium, which he does out of curiosity and a desire to get advice about the future, turns out to be a profound moment of self-realization. The medium sees that Jordan has pushed their psychic abilities to the back of their minds, and he was skeptical and resistant at first. But over time, this meeting becomes a huge force. The fact that Dolores learns through her sessions that psychic abilities run in her family also changes the way people see things. This is a journey full of problems and doubts that finally wins. As Dolores tells Jordan's story, it shows how important it is to accept ourselves and have the courage to be who we really are, which can heal, guide, and comfort those around us. Psychic mediums do more than just talk to people on the other side. They also translate a complex spiritual language made up of signs, feelings, and energies. Your job as a psychic medium is to help people learn about themselves and their past lives. Each time they interact with the spiritual world, they learn more about their own spiritual path and how it fits into the bigger picture of the universe. Developing discernment is an important part of being a psychic medium. This ability to discern isn't just for telling the difference between spirits or reading messages. It's about understanding the deeper meaning behind every interaction and realizing that everything is linked. It's about understanding the basic truths that govern our lives. These people are healing forces that have an effect on both individuals and collective consciousness. It makes a point of showing how important psychic mediums are in our world and how they help us all grow spiritually. It's not enough to just pass on messages from the dead. This path is a complicated dance of learning and translating the language of the spirit world. The main point of this job is not to tell the future or reveal secrets. In fact, most of the time, what is said is what the person needs, not what they want. This part of spiritual communication is very important because it shows how responsible and sensitive you have to be when trying to understand messages from beyond this world. It's common to feel higher vibrations, like those from loved ones in heaven. But there are also lower vibrations, or darker energies. A very important part of becoming a medium is learning how to safely and wisely deal with these energies. A big part of mediums' work is dispelling the myth that they can choose which spirits talk to them. They can't promise which spirit will show up in a session because that's up to the spirit. This lack of control is a big part of the spiritual experience. It shows us the unexpected and often deep ways that the spirit world can help and heal people who are still alive. They almost never meet bad or evil spirits because they follow the path of light and kindness. People who work as mediums and people who want their help can keep negative influences out by choosing to only interact with higher vibrations. Every meeting and connection is a step toward learning more and becoming more insightful. They are not just messengers between the living and the dead. They are also guardians of a sacred exchange that brings healing, closure, and a better understanding of life and the afterlife. In the spiritual world, the change from this life to the next is a very important event. When a soul leaves and people say goodbye to a loved one, other souls come to help guide the spirit as it moves on. This gathering makes sure that no one goes through the transition alone. It is a peaceful, group way to get to the next life. People who are getting close to death often start to see the souls of the dead, which helps them get ready for their own journey. This event shows that the line between life and death is not as clear-cut as we might think. As a soul moves on, it goes through a tunnel of white light, which means it is cleansed and freed from the pains and illnesses of this world. This change is like being born again, because the soul leaves its body and comes back as its purest self. It's an introspective journey where souls think back on their time on earth and figure out what they did, what they chose, and the effects they had. Reincarnation is still a mystery to many of us, as our beliefs and experiences shape what we know about it. For example, a soul might come back to the same family. However, these events don't happen very often, and most people don't know how reincarnation works or when and how a soul chooses to return. It's a mysterious subject that leaves a lot to spiritual guesswork and personal faith. On the other side, people believe that souls who have died do work for God. Dolores, in her extensive and groundbreaking work, calls God as the source of all knowledge. This story suggests that souls are still connected to the living, watching and affecting our lives in deep but subtle ways after they have died. Through mediumship, people can see that the afterlife is not a static place to live, but an active, ongoing connection with the universe. Souls keep growing, learning and making a difference, but in ways that are beyond what we can understand on earth. This point of view gives us comfort and a sense of continuity by suggesting that our essence, or spirit, lives on beyond physical life and continues its journey in the spiritual universe, which is very big and mysterious. Spirit guides, angels, and loved ones who have died still have an impact on people's lives and futures from beyond the grave. Think about a woman who, after her mother dies, finds her true love and marries them within a year. It's not a coincidence. Her mother's spirit is intervening to make her daughter happy when she is sad. In a different story, a son who was having trouble with his business has sudden success after his father dies. This is a clear sign that the father is still helping him from beyond this world. In these stories, loved ones work hard to make sure others are happy and successful even after they have died. This shows that the connection between the physical and spiritual worlds is strong. In this cycle of life and death, spirit guides also come out. They choose to shepherd those who are about to start their journey on earth by giving them advice based on what they learned while they were on earth. Becoming a spirit guide is an honorable choice that helps another soul on their journey through life. When one thinks about their own struggles and victories, they realize that every experience, good or bad, is a step in the soul's growth. Even though they are painful, problems like being bullied severely or having to accept and show a psychic gift make people strong and resilient. They get you ready for bigger challenges and give your soul the strength to deal with doubt and criticism. This journey, which is full of ups and downs, isn't just about sticking it out. It's also about finding and following your purpose. It shows why you're here, what you've learned, and what strengths you've gained. As fame and attention come, they bring problems that are similar to problems you've had in the past, but you are stronger because of those problems. When you realize that life is a series of experiences in both the physical and spiritual realms, you can see problems not as impossible problems to solve, but as chances to grow and change. This understanding gives you peace, a reason to live, and the strength to keep going, no matter what other people think or say. Every step, every challenge, and every victory is part of the soul's journey, and it all leads to a better understanding of the world and oneself. If you're still with me, I extend my gratitude for your presence, and if you wish, consider subscribing to our channel. And remember, I have a profound love for you and hope that your life is filled with prosperity and happiness to the fullest extent possible. Thank you.